Greetings and welcome to the very first ever second episode of Glitched Out. I say that not to copy Tim Geddes, but actually, really, it's telling the truth because last week the episode kind of failed, and it was just me rambling on for 14 minutes telling you what happened.
It was not bad, though. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. And that voice, of course, folks, is the one, the only Israel Pacheco.
Yep, it's me. It's me. Izzy, I guess. On DP. Yeah, I'm hoping this week turns out better than last, and this actually saves, and it shows, like, it has your voice audio
Yes.
and my voice, which was the problem last week for those who didn't listen to that episode. Basically, it just sounded like I was talking to myself. So. Yep.
Yeah, hopefully it's better this week. I've done a few recordings since then, and everything seems to be working fine now, so
Yeah.
my mic is constantly plugged in to the back of my computer now, so...
Okay.
so
Hopefully no issues arise.
yeah, hopefully not. This week, of course, we do have well, we're going with the same format, but most of our talking is going to be into our topic of the week, which is probably going to take us a little while. We do have one news story, and as always here on the Glitched Out podcast, for the first time, we're going to talk about what we've been playing this past week. And Izzy, why don't you tell the fine folks what you told me last week?
Yeah, so basically last week I gushed for like 5 to 10 minutes, which I'm not going to do again. Since we want to keep it short, since we got a lot to talk about with our E3 predictions. Yeah, The Witcher 3, I had been playing that. I haven't played it actually since the last recording. I've been playing some other stuff, but it's fantastic. I'm about 15 hours into it, and man, it is definitely my number one contender for Game of the Year. It's definitely one of my favorite games of all time, and I haven't even completed it. It's just,
Wow.
it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm trying to say words and I'm getting all jumbled up. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's pretty much my Skyrim. Skyrim never clicked with me, but this one has really clicked with me in a big way. So yeah, definitely check it out if you guys are interested and you're on the fence about The Witcher 3. Definitely give it a try. You don't need to have played the first and second game to really enjoy this game, to be honest, because this one is open world. It's designed differently than the previous games, although it is an evolution of those games, but I'm still really enjoying it.
Awesome. So what else have you been playing?
So the other game that I've been putting a lot of time into, surprisingly, which I had used that little tracker on the Wii U that it tells you how much time you've played the games in the settings menu. And I've played it for like 5-6 hours, and I still haven't touched the story. And that is Splatoon. Surprise, surprise.
What?
A game that I actually made a video about a few weeks ago that I wasn't supporting for a bunch of issues that it had, like voice chat, for example, the controller options, things like that. And I'm happy to report that I was wrong. This game does not need voice chat, especially the way it's designed. When you use the gamepad, you have the map on the gamepad, and for those who aren't familiar with Splatoon, the whole concept is a third-person shooter, but it's not really about killing each other. It's more about painting the arena that you are battling in, and whoever gets the most, area filled, painted up, you win the match, essentially. So you really don't need voice chat because you could see it on the gamepad where you have to go, where you got to paint. And another thing that I had said was the controller options. You can turn off motion controls. Unfortunately, you can't use a Pro Controller. But so far, I haven't mind using the gamepad, to be honest, since I've always thought it was a comfortable controller. It doesn't bother me. The only thing I was kind of right about was the amount of content that's in the game. There's only 5 maps at this point, which is really bare bones, to be honest, compared to other shooters.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be releasing free DLC moving forward. There's going to be a big update in August that lets you do like party like rooms and stuff so you can play with your friends and some like new maps and stuff. And right now what they're doing is every 4 hours they'll have two sets of maps that you can play on, and they'll rotate out every 4 hours those five basic maps. So it's kind of strange how they're handling it, but it's not bothering me yet.
Yeah.
We'll see moving forward. It's one of those games that you really got to wait and see when months go by if people are still playing it. But right now the community is really active. Every time I go on, there's people online playing, and I've tried the online multiplayer, and I've also tried the local multiplayer with my brother, which is slightly different. It isn't about painting the whole arena. It's about collecting balloons that you have to pop, and whoever gets up to 30 within the time limit wins, or whoever has the highest amount when the time end wins too. So
Okay.
it's really refreshing, to be honest. Like, this might be another game of the year contender, and I haven't even played the single player. Like, it's
Wow.
really, really surprising. Like, it's just so ingenious the way it's designed. They have that theme going around that actually Jim Sterling used in his latest
Oh
video.
yeah.
You're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid. Well, basically, yeah, you go from kid to squid and back and forth, and it just works flawlessly. And being in squid form and, going through the color of your designated ink for your team, it's hard to explain and really wrap your head around, even when watching footage of it. It's one of those games you have to sit down and play, but definitely another highly recommended game, Splatoon for the Wii U.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome to hear that. Your opinion has completely changed on the game.
Yeah, it really has. I'm still, somewhat like, I still am on the side of stuff that I was saying, like, content, how long the game's going to last overall, but
Mhm.
it's pretty much comes up to Nintendo's support of the game, and if
Yeah.
they keep supporting it, and from what I've seen so far, they've really been pushing this game in terms of marketing, both like in stores and online and commercials and things, so
Yeah.
I hope it does well for them, to be honest.
Hmm. I think you left out one little thing though about this game.
What did I leave out?
It actually got you to buy an amiibo again.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention that. Yeah, I did buy the amiibo for Splatoon, specifically the boy squid or kid squid, I guess, whatever is the right name of the amiibo.
Hmm.
I haven't actually tried out the features because I think they're tied to the single player. It's
Hmm.
basically like, I guess, like time trials for levels in single player that you could unlock some cool outfits and upgrades for your character. But yeah, I bought that, and I ended up actually buying a Silver Mario amiibo too, which I just happened to stumble upon when I went into Best Buy. I actually saw six of them, and I was like, I almost went into reseller mode, but then I was like, nah, let, I'll let
Don't
people
become
have
part of
it.
the problem.
And it's funny because I went to that same Best Buy today actually, and they were all out of all the amiibos that were there when I was there on Friday. So.
Wow.
But yeah, the Silver Mario just looked cool, and it reminds me of Silver Mario from Super Mario 64,
Hmm.
which is another game that I've been playing. I downloaded the Virtual Console edition,
Nice.
and man, does that game hold up like pretty well. And
Hmm.
it's interesting because I was playing it while I was playing it, my brother was next to me, and he's 10, and he hadn't seen this game like on the Wii U before, so he's like, "Is that an older Mario game?" So he was asking me a bunch of questions, and just that like dialogue between us of like a younger generation watching me play this Mario,
Hmm.
because he thought it was the one from the DS, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right," but that was actually a remake of the N64, and I told him all the details, so and he thought it was pretty cool. He was humming all the theme songs because the music is super catchy, so
Hmm.
that's Nintendo for you.
Nice. Yeah, as for myself this week, I've been playing some more Omega Quintet on the PlayStation 4. J- It's getting more silly as time rolls on now.
Hmm. Is that
Uh,
one a visual novel or is it a RPG? Like, I'm not sure what type of game it is.
It's a RPG slash...
Dating simulator?
No. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Idol simulator?
Mhm.
Because the main characters are basically an idol group.
Oh, okay. I remember you told me. You did tell me about this sort of like, the Hatsune Miku type of.
Yeah,
It's not a
that kind.
rhythm game, but it's kind of,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. There's music involved. There's no like button prompts or anything like that for it, but it's a
Mhm.
pure on JRPG with a lot of music into it, I guess.
Okay.
Basically, the world is fucked, and only these singers with power can actually stop the monsters that are like invading, basically. So yeah, I've been getting through more of that. I think I'm on chapter 7 now, and yeah, the story's just silly. The main
Mm.
character that you use, he really doesn't want to be there. Like, he doesn't care at all. But he's been hooked into actually being their manager and whatnot. So it's really funny, really charming. I might stick up some video on this, actually. I did capture a bit on my PS4,
Mm.
so... yeah, fun game. I'm enjoying it so far. It's keeping me busy till Batman comes out, basically.
Yeah.
And the other game that I've played this past week, actually to do a couple recordings of, has been Chroma Squad on the PC. And for those of you who don't know what Chroma Squad is, it is a tactical RPG, kind of in the vein of XCOM, where you have your grid and your characters and you're fighting enemies. However, it's based on Power Rangers. You are a group of stuntmen who have decided to break away from the main company show and have gone off to start their own Power Rangers, basically.
Hmm.
There's a lot of fourth wall breaking. The areas you're fighting on are actually stages, and you're like doing episodes like that. So it's a really fun, neat twist to the whole tactical RPG thing, and it's
Yeah.
from the same guys who did the pen and paper RPGs, which you may or may not know about. But yeah, I've been having a blast recording a couple episodes of that, hoping to get some more recorded now before I start uploading them to my channel. But yeah, Chroma Squad, I'm loving it. The music in that game too, especially, it's really nice. Lots of really 8-bit inspired music into it.
Yeah, I just looked it up and yeah, it definitely is Power Rangers. The
Hmm.
whole Sentai genre.
Yep.
So it looks pretty cool. Now I want to look for that Power Rangers game, the movie one. That was pretty good. I'm actually on eBay now. eBay.
Okay. Well, while Izzy's looking that up, I guess Chroma Squad's a nice little segue into our one and only news story this week, and this broke on IGN today. It's their IGN first game of the month, and that is the announcement of XCOM 2. That's right. The guys who gave us XCOM Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within are now making XCOM 2, which I'm sure they'll have a subtitle name at some point. So, just going with the IGN article here from Dan Stapleton. Last week, 2K teased us with a cryptic website, adventfuture.org. On it, a supposedly utopian near-future government called Advent Administration offered a better life for citizens through genetic enhancement, while hackers subserviently replaced text and images, revealing that Advent isn't as benevolent as it seems. Today, IGN first officially announces the game 2K hinted at is in fact Firaxis' games XCOM 2, a full sequel to 2012's critically acclaimed XCOM Enemy Unknown, and a continuation of the now 20-year-old legendary turn-based tactical squad combat series. Whew, try saying that 20 times fast. Which will be available exclusively on PC this November.
Huh. That's interesting that they decided to make it PC exclusive, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, out of the whole thing that you've been talking about, that kind of threw me off. I know it's a big PC game,
Mm-hmm.
but I heard the last one did pretty well for 2K on the consoles, and it was well received, well regarded. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. That game was absolutely incredible. I played through it once on PC, twice actually. I have done subsequent playthroughs of it. And I did play the PS3 version too when we got free on PlayStation Plus one month, and yeah, it worked fantastically well on console.
yeah, maybe it'll just be something that'll come to consoles later on,
Mm-hmm.
as we've seen with other PC games in the past. So
Yeah. Um, the article here goes on saying that tomorrow, which will be June 2nd by the time this comes out, you'll get an in-depth overview and interview with creative director Jake Solomon that'll highlight the new major features, including 4 of the new 5 soldier classes, new enemies, evolved sectoids, snake lady vipers, and advent soldiers, stealth influence tactics, including using cover for concealment and looting falling enemies and allies, a mobile base, a flying aircraft carrier called the Avenger. Wow, that's not subtle or
yeah,
anything.
not at all.
Procedurally generated maps and the technology that powers them, mod support, including official mod tools and Steam Workshop integration, and one-on-one multiplayer. And there is a trailer up now on IGN that you can go watch that as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really excited for a new XCOM game.
Yeah, I haven't played the previous one, actually really any in the franchise, but
Mm.
I might get to it someday. There's so many games out nowadays that it's kind of hard to keep up, to be honest.
It really is. But I would recommend XCOM Enemy Unknown very much so. It's one of my favorite games in recent memory.
Sweet.
Alright, so with that news story out of the way, it is time to dive into our topic of the week. And that, of course, as Izzy talked about earlier, is our E3 predictions. The one show I think we really look forward to every year doing a podcast on. And this year, well, it's a big year because we got not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 different press conferences to make predictions on.
Crazy.
Crazy as hell.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're going to start right from the beginning, the order of how the shows are happening, so we're not being biased or anything like that. This is just the order of the shows themselves.
Yep.
And we're going to kick things off with a brand newcomer to the whole press conference thing at E3, Bethesda. And I think we can both say and hope and pray and predict that Fallout 4 is going to be on this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be their big title. It's been a while since the last one was New Vegas, right? That came out, that was a while ago, right? It's been a while.
Yep,
so.
And that team really hasn't, well, and even then, that game was worked on by Obsidian.
Yeah, it wasn't done in-house.
No. The last game that this team has worked on was Skyrim. They haven't done anything since Skyrim, so.
It's crazy.
So, what's something that you expect we're going to see here anyway? Aside from Fallout 4.
Yeah, of course. I think we're going to see something Doom-related. I know it's under the Bethesda banner, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Now that they own id Software properties. So I'm sure they're going to go into whatever the next Doom will be. I don't know if it'll be Doom 4 or they're just going to title it Doom or whatever it may be. But that's been teased for some time now.
Yep.
And we haven't really seen anything at all, to be honest, beyond beta access, which was included with Wolfenstein: The New Order. And that beta still hasn't happened. And it's over a year after that game was released, which is weird. I don't know if this game is like in development hell or development hell for Doom.
Well, we did get that big trailer a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. These guys, that ain't no damn trailer. Get out of here. That's like a teaser of a teaser.
That was a GIF image.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I would assume that we're going to get a lot of Doom as well. They're probably going to build up their press conference with Doom as the big thing, and then right at the end they'll be like, oh yeah, Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Doom, I can see that being there as well.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some of their other properties, because they do have a fair bit now. Because they have Doom, Fallout, Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm surprised, like they haven't announced. I'm trying to think, what was the property that I'm thinking of? There's another property under id Software. A new Quake. Don't they have a new Quake in the works? I think there was like a free-to-play version or something. I can't remember exactly. Let me see.
Maybe.
Quake. Huh. I put in Quake and all I see is things about San Francisco. And like, get out of here. We ain't talking about The Rock yet, no.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, there was like rumblings, I think, of a new Quake, like, or something in that vein, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm just making things up. Who knows? But I kind of remember something about Quake being announced sometime last year. Like there was a new one coming out or something. But there's also been rumblings about a Skyrim like re-release on PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
But that game came out a while ago. Didn't it come out in 2011, right?
Yeah.
I believe it did.
11/11/11.
Yeah, that's why I remember it. And I don't know. I think it's too far away to be one of those games that release, but you never know with all these HD remakes and remasters that are coming out. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Yeah. Speaking of that, maybe we'll see the rumored Dishonored remastered.
Huh. That's interesting.
Or, Dishonored 2, probably. I know there's been rumors of that one as well.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
But yeah.
I can't think of anything else. And I don't think they'll be announcing a new Elder Scrolls title since they have the online game that's going to be hitting consoles, I believe, in 2 weeks or next week or pretty soon, right? Later on this month. Mm-hmm. So I think they might focus on that and maybe some like DLC plans for that.
Probably, yeah. An expansion, perhaps.
Yeah, an expansion or something like that. But yeah, I can't think of anything else Bethesda related. We pretty much hit on the big ones like Doom and Fallout 4.
Yep, Quake, the Skyrim, maybe Fallout 3 HD remasters. Yeah, I think that's about it. And quite honestly, what we hope for there, personally, Fallout 4. That's all I really want to see.
It's weird. I have a weird relationship with Bethesda specifically because I've never really gotten into their franchises before. Like I tried with Skyrim. I tried with Fallout 3 back when that came out and everybody was like gushing about it. Mm-hmm. It just never clicked with me. Maybe this time around I'll give it a shot. If Fallout 4 comes out later this year or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'll probably give it a shot and give it a go. Definitely interested in Doom because that's an older franchise from way back in the day. Mm-hmm. Probably one of the first person shooters that I saw when I was a kid. So it's got a legacy behind it. But so does Fallout, to be honest, on the PC. But it's something that I'm more interested in to see what they do, mm-hmm. since I've played some of the games in the Doom franchise and I've enjoyed them. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we can move on to our next press conference, the first one on the 14th of June, I believe.
Yep, because the 15th. 15th, okay. So is Bethesda on the 14th or the 15th?
14th.
Okay, so they're doing it Sunday before.
Yep. Sunday night.
Makes sense.
All right, so I guess we move on to the 15th, and the first press conference of the day, as per normal, is Microsoft. And, well, we're getting Halo.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting discussion because I know both of us aren't, especially you. I know you've always leaned towards PlayStation,
Hmm.
and I've recently just stopped caring about some Microsoft brand, but still I want to give them a fair shot.
Hmm.
Like you said, Halo 5 is gonna be their big
Hmm.
title that they're gonna be showing off.
Yep.
I'm sure there's going to be a redesigned Xbox One. I
Hmm.
think that's a given at this point, especially with how clunky and bulky the original Xbox One is.
Yep.
Um, I think it's time for a redesign. It'll be 2 years in the market later this year, right? That the Xbox One
Yep.
release, so it just makes sense. And I'm sure they're going to do some sort of Halo 5 special edition,
Hmm.
which I don't know if it'll be, white or green or whatever they decide to do, but I think that's going to be their big thing, like a redesigned Xbox One,
Hmm.
Halo 5. I don't know what this game from Rare is going to be. Um,
Possibly Battletoads.
yeah, possibly. It's strange for me that they would pick Battletoads over Banjo, to be honest. Because when was the last Battletoads? It had to be at least the mid 90s.
Oh God, yes.
Like, I think maybe Battletoads Double Dragon was the last one. Um,
Either that or Battletoads and Battlemania, or Battle Maniacs.
it's been a very long time, so it would be strange that they would put their marketing to this, especially when like Banjo was something more recent that people like
Hey, don't worry.
not dissing like Battletoads the game or the fan base or anything, but Banjo has been more like out there, outspoken fans have been so much that we saw the Kickstarter for Ukulele
Hmm.
happen. So we're essentially getting a Banjo game regardless. But it's just strange that they would pick Battletoads because they've been really pushing, especially Phil Spencer. He's like, oh, Rare has a big announcement.
Yeah.
What's it going to be? And I hope it works out for them because they said, like, when they announced Killer Instinct, which is actually a really fantastic fighting game, to be honest. But the way that it was done, with the free-to-play model and then releasing it in seasons, and it really did not catch on.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of interested to see how they do this, and especially after they did the whole thing with Conquer and Project Spark.
There you
Uh,
go. Banjo Kazooie for Project Spark.
that would really really piss people off. But I don't, it's just weird that how they've been handling these rare properties because I think the original what was the original team that did the Killer Instinct reboot. I can't remember the name of them. They were purchased by Amazon,
Oh yeah.
but they did like a really, really good job making a very solid fighting game. But it seemed like it didn't catch on, to be
Hmm.
honest, especially just being a digital title at first and then coming to retail just to season one so far. Season two hasn't come to retail. So it's just strange, these decisions they've made and the
Hmm.
Conquer. And I don't know. What do you think they're going to be bringing to the table with this press conference?
I've been thinking about one game that we haven't seen anything from since they showed a CGI trailer last year. Crackdown 3.
Hmm.
We
Yeah, I think that's going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, we have that. There's the Gears of War HD remaster that's been floating around a
It's
lot.
just weird that it's weird how they're handling this one because they're like rebuilding it from what
Hmm.
I've heard, right? It's not just up-resed. It's using like, I guess, a new Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
but they're also working on some sort of Gears of War reboot. Like it's just confusing to me. Like they're doing this and I don't know what they're doing. I know
It's Microsoft. They tend to be confusing
it's
at times.
confusing. I know another game that I want to see more of was that the game from Platinum Games. I forgot the name of
Oh,
the title.
Spellbound.
Spellbound. I'd like to see more on that. I'd definitely like to see more on the game from Remedy, the creators of Max Payne and Alan Wake. What's the name? Quantum Break,
Yep.
which is not coming out this year from what they said, which is really disappointing.
Yep.
That's actually one of the games that would like make me want to buy a Xbox One again because I sold mine. I to be honest, I might pick one up when Halo 5 comes out and they have like a special edition for it.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider is going to be a big focus for them. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure, especially with this whole it's still like up in the air how exclusive this is. They haven't been as straightforward as Sony has with say like something like Street Fighter 5. Like Sony was basically like Street Fighter 5, the only console you'll be able to play it on is the PS4 and it's coming to PC. It's going to have cross-play functionality.
Mm-hmm.
But then Microsoft comes out and then they're like, "Oh, Tomb Raider exclusive." And they're like, "No, it's a timed exclusive." I don't know if they're going to try to clear that up this year or if that works in their favor or not because the Tomb Raider reboot was big for Square Enix, big for the brand. The first game was great. But I don't know if they're going to clear that up or they're just going to continue on the tracks of, hey, it's an Xbox One exclusive, which works in their favor because that would be another game that I would want to play, would want to have a Xbox One to play. But if it's coming to PC or if it's coming to PS4 eventually, I could just hold out for it, to be honest. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's their heavy hitters for sure.
Pretty much Halo, Gears, Tomb Raider.
Probably
There's going to be another
Forza.
We said it exactly at the same time. Another Forza. Fable hasn't released yet, right? So that's probably gonna be another focus for them. It's like the Microsoft staple franchises, Forza, Fable, Gears, Halo. It's another year for Microsoft. I would really like to see something that comes out of left field that surprises us. Maybe they announce a sequel to Sunset Overdrive. I don't know how well that did for them, to be honest. What I played of it, it was actually a really, really fun game, really unique. But yeah, I can't think of anything else that they would do because I know that what was it, the Phantom Break game that they were doing got canceled.
Yep.
Phantom Dust was it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm getting confused, but that game was canceled. Yeah, I think that would pretty much fill up the conference, to be honest, because they're not going after the casual stuff with Kinect anymore. It would just be, they're going to start off the press conference with Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. Like, they're going to start off with that, and then they're going to show off, like, Tomb Raider, Forza, Gears, Halo, maybe some indie stuff sprinkled throughout.
Kind of what they did last year, yeah.
It's kind of predictable, to be honest. Like there isn't much that they could do besides like, oh, this is like a real Banjo game that's coming out that would surprise people, to be honest. Not saying that's a bad thing, but especially now that in the position that they are in terms of sales, they really need to spice things up.
Oh, definitely.
And get people's attention. So we'll see. Maybe do this redesigned Xbox One and drop the price again to $299. Now that would be crazy if they did that.
Oh,
if they dropped the price again to $299 and really get at Sony in terms of their market share right now. But I'd like to see that just in terms of competition in the marketplace, just for them to get super aggressive, and which they have gotten. They've sold actually. They've beat Sony a few months within the last 6 months or so. I know they closed off the year and they sold more than Sony. So interesting to see what they have to offer. I don't know the time slot for this. I'll actually be off that day, so I'll most likely be able to catch it as it's happening.
It's I think for you 12 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, so yeah. I'll definitely be able to catch it. I don't know if I'll watch the other conferences that we're going to be speaking of, to be honest. But yeah, this would be something I'd check out.
Okay, so moving onward to the next press conference is Electronic Arts, EA. And, well, I think I can sum this up in a few words. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Sports, Star Wars, Mirror's Edge, Star Wars, Mass Effect.
They need to have that douche that always comes on stage and is talking about sports. I freaking hate that guy. Like, he just looks like a dick. You know the guy I'm talking about. He's like, oh, EA Sports and blah, blah, blah. Like, get off the stage. Get out of here.
We got new bouncing physics.
I hate that guy. Looks like
Uh,
such a douche.
but yeah, front and
But
foremost for them, Battlefront.
yeah, Battlefront's going to be big, especially without a Battlefield game coming out this year. Well, this is, I guess, technically
Mm-hmm.
from DICE.
Yeah.
Um, that's going to be a big thing for them. Hopefully, we see more of Mirror's Edge,
Yep. Well,
which
it's
is
supposed to have a early 2016 release date, so.
okay. So we'll definitely see more for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think of, like you said, the sports stuff, the usual Madden, FIFA,
NHL.
NHL.
Don't fuck it up this time, EA.
Uh, let's see. I don't think we'll see another Dead Space for a while. I think that series is pretty dormant. I think in its place, we'll see maybe
Well,
another Star Wars game that's
yeah,
not
I was just
Battlefront, the one that Amy Hennig is working on,
yes,
right?
that's what I was just about to say. Yeah, Amy Hennig's visceral Star Wars game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's too early though for them to show that off or not. Especially,
I would say we'll get a teaser.
okay, at least a teaser, but not like a
Yes.
full blown out
No.
reveal like Battlefront will have. Because I don't think they want to confuse people since Battlefront's coming out at the end of the year, and this visceral game would come out, potentially sometime next year.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Right,
they surprise us and they give us two Star Wars game of the year, but
yeah, that's
who
not
knows?
going to happen. I would imagine
Yeah.
we're going to get a trailer for this like we did with Battlefront 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'd like to see what's going on with that, but I think we pretty much hit the nail on the head for this one. There,
Yeah. Well, there's one other thing we never talked about here yet. I made brief mention of it, but Mass Effect 4. I'm assuming
that's
we're
true.
going to see what's happening there.
yeah, I'm not
Maybe
sure.
that
Are they
game is-
actually doing a proper 4, or are they just rebooting the franchise?
No idea, but
They haven't
we
been
did
clear
see
about
some concept footage last year,
Mhm.
so
Maybe a HD collection for PS4
yeah,
and Xbox One. That would make sense.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of be something that we could see at the conference, just to get people like they'll announce Mass Effect 4, and then they're like, okay, HD collection's coming with the original Mass Effect trilogy. Play all the games, transfer your story progression through the games and all that. So
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Maybe we'll see some DLC for Dragon Age.
Yeah, they just released some, so I'm sure they're going to keep supporting that game.
Mm-hmm.
Need for Speed, I know
Yeah, it's a
the
reboot.
reboot is going to be pretty big for them, which they actually took a year off, which I commend EA for doing, because they had, what was the last one that was like a PS4 launch title?
Rivals? Was it?
Yeah, it was Rivals, and then this one, supposedly it's online only, and people are complaining about that. But I know what's the Respawn already said that Titanfall 2 is not going to be, which is EA property,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is, yeah. Yeah, they won't be there. God, I know something is escaping us right now because it's EA and they usually do have quite a few titles up their sleeve.
Yeah, Titanfall is an EA title, so, and Respawn already said they're not going to be at E3, so I don't know what else. New Sims? I don't know. I think we pretty much went through everything. Need for Speed, the sports titles, Mirror's Edge, Mass Effect, Star Wars. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we can move onwards to our next press conference, and that is the always visually appealing Ubisoft, but now cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ubisoft. What can we expect from them this year?
Let's go through the list like we did
Yeah,
the other
well,
ones, and Assassin's Creed.
yeah. Well, we're going to see more of what is the new one again? Syndicate.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. We'll see more of that. We'll
From
see.
jolly old England.
Oi. We'll see. What else is under the Ubisoft brand? We'll probably see Watch Dogs 2. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're gonna announce that.
So we can all be disappointed again.
Again, we'll see The Division, which
Yep.
we'll probably see more of that. Um, maybe Splinter Cell makes a return.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're just
Um,
the series is kind of dormant at this point.
yeah, we'll see more of Rainbow Six Siege, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hopefully we see some smaller stuff like Rayman or something using that art style like they did with Child of Light and what was
Valiant Hearts 2.
yeah, exactly. Like
Make me cry again.
one of those smaller titles. So pretty much the usual stuff is pretty much the run-of-the-mill stuff. I really don't see them pulling anything. They usually do, to be honest. They have
Yeah,
like
that is the
some
thing.
sort of new, not necessarily new IP, but maybe like a rebranding of their older IP, and they have something new to show with it. So maybe they like reboot Splinter Cell, and that'll be like what everybody's talking about, like they were with Watch Dogs and The Division and Assassin's Creed before that. So
Mm-hmm.
a Prince of Persia reboot. I don't know. I'm
HD
probably
remasters of the first 3 Prince of Persia games again because they needed a
again
remake.
actually done right this time because I
Yeah.
bought that and it was like glitched to hell. It had some serious issues, but yeah, nothing to be honest really exciting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a fan of Watch Dogs. They've assassinated Assassin's Creed for me so far. The Division I thought looked good, but I was never really one of those people who was really interested in it, especially being a Ubisoft title. I kind of held
Yeah.
my expectations at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I do want to see a new Rayman game though.
yeah, I'd be down for that because Rayman Origins and Legends were freaking fantastic. So
Mm,
I'd be down for another Rayman, whatever they would call it. I don't know what they're gonna call it. Rayman Mythology or whatever the hell it is.
Rayman, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Rayman and Smash Bros. Uh, yeah, to be honest, I'm not really excited for this conference. It's like none of this stuff
It's going to
interests me.
be entertaining to watch.
I'm
at
sure
least.
Aisha Tyler will be back. She's entertaining. I think
Yep.
she's cool. But the
Yeah, this will be the press conference that you watch, you enjoy, but yeah,
and they
take with
have
a
laser
grain of
tag
salt.
again. That game in
Yes.
HD collection of laser tag games. Maybe they buy a Ash's Cricket franchise in HD. Ubisoft presents Ash's Cricket 2016. But nobody's gonna get that reference besides like us.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think we can move on because you pretty much,
Yep.
I guess, went through their big titles. I'd like to see a Splinter Cell reboot, to be honest, but that's just me. I don't know if it'll happen. I think it might be too soon for that franchise.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to the one that I'm sure both of us are
Hell yeah.
most excited for, and that is the Sony press conference.
Damn right.
Oh man, the hopes and dreams of this press conference is high, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But let's go with the obvious first. We're going to see more of Uncharted 4, I'm sure,
Yep.
a new gameplay demo.
Yep.
Probably see more of Until Dawn.
Yeah, because that's right around the corner. It would just make sense.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of their fall lineup, but they really don't have anything.
Yeah, they said it was. Didn't they come out and say themselves it was like pretty scarce? Like,
Yeah.
I heard a quote from somebody over at Sony that was like, "Yeah, our big third party stuff is really scarce," but I guess from stuff that they've announced, right?
Yeah. We'll probably see the God of War 3 HD in action.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we'll get to that when we get into stuff that's not too obvious. But um, yeah, I,
Yeah.
I actually did a predictions video earlier, so I have like a few predictions off the top of my head that I had mentioned in that video. One was God of War 4,
hmm
um, whatever that may be. I actually said in that video that I wasn't sure if they were going to continue with Kratos or not, or if they were just going to reboot it with a new character. Most likely Kratos, because it would just make sense. They already have him as an established character for the franchise.
hmm
But
Yep.
I also said like a Uncharted HD collection, a trilogy
hmm
collection, especially now that Uncharted 4 has been delayed to spring.
hmm
Let's see what else. What did I say in that? I actually said that Sony wasn't going to talk about the PS3 or the PS Vita at all. They were just going to show footage
No,
and some sizzle reel.
no, no, no,
Um,
no, no. Uh, I'm sure you've seen the Kazurai parody account on Twitter, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I follow him. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a good tweet. Not sure if it was from today or yesterday, but it was like, at E3 we'll have a whole segment dedicated to the PlayStation Vita. It will be E3's first ever in memoriam section.
Yeah, which is funny because my friend actually said that it would just make sense for them to talk about PS3, but to drop the price.
Hmm.
Since it's, what, 199 now, to drop it down to like 149 or less, to
Yeah.
just really discount it. Because what I've heard from sales numbers is that the PS3 isn't selling as well as Sony hoped.
hmm
Like a PS4 is selling it fantastic, but it's just like people just drop the PS3 and they're hopping on PS4 pretty much at this point. But it
Yep.
was a long console cycle, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm trying to think, what were the last two predictions? I know one was this will be the year they show The Last Guardian finally as a PS4 exclusive. And then the last thing I talked about was their big focus is going to be Project Morpheus, like
mm.
the move was a few years ago, but it's not going to be as horrendous with a Wonder Book situation again. But that they're going to announce it and maybe a release date, a price point, some launch titles. So
Yeah.
that was
I
kind of
could
my
see that.
predictions. Yeah.
All right, my wild and wacky predictions now. Uh, Made mention of this title earlier, and there has been some rumors. I'm going to say right now it's going to happen at the Sony press conference. They're going to start off with Black Ops 3.
You think so?
I
Huh.
think so. Just to show,
Just to get back at Microsoft.
You took Insomniac from us, now we'll take Call of Duty.
Yeah. It makes sense, I guess, since they're the lead platform now, but
Yep. So,
um
so
yeah,
yeah,
that'd be interesting.
I'm going to bet that they're going to be there. Let's see what else. Well, you already took the HD remaster of the Uncharted
Uncharted.
trilogy, so that's it. Maybe we'll see more of fuck. What was that title?
Maybe we'll see more of fuck HD. HD.
I'd buy that. God, dude, I can't even think now.
That reminds me of Steve Austin's podcast because he had the radio host Sam Roberts on the other day, and Sam Roberts' thing is "What's the haps?" Like
Yeah.
that's like what he says.
Mhm.
And then Steve was like, I should do my own thing. Every time I start the interview, I ask, "What the fuck?" Like he just said it. I was dying. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start the TV off. Let's do it again." Sam Roberts, "What the fuck?" It just had me dying, but
Yeah.
that just completely derailed
Yeah,
us there. But
the developers of Heavenly Sword, their game Hellbound?
Hellblade, is
Yeah,
it?
Hellblade, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet we're going to see more of that. We'll
Mm.
probably see Shadow of the Beast return again because we haven't heard about
Oh, that's
anything of
true.
that in a while. No Man's Sky, I bet you will be there in some
Happened in that
capacity.
game. It's been like two E3s running, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much, yeah. We'll probably see more of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture
Mhm.
and Soma, which is supposed to be out this September.
I want to see Rhyme. What the hell happened to Rhyme?
Oh yeah, that's right. no rhyme or reason for why that
Oh,
disappeared.
oh, what the
Yeah, a lot more indie stuff I'm sure we're going to see.
fuck?
I bet you Devolver Digital will be there in a big capacity again because
Hotline Miami 3. No, I don't think that'll happen that soon.
they all named Adam Boyes as a playable character in Super Time Force.
Oh yeah, the Adam like Shuhei.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I actually got into some like crazy predictions towards the end of the video that I did
Hmm.
of like things that I would just want to see. Uh,
PlayStation All Stars Curtain.
yeah, PlayStation All Stars 2 I actually mentioned, and I would like to see it, and I think the time's right since they're leading the market in sales or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but then I was talking to my buddy about Street Fighter 5, and that might be a placeholder as their fighting game for the system.
Oh yeah.
So that would just be something personally I'd like to see them to do it, to try again and get the characters that they needed this time around, like Crash and Spyro, and
Hmm.
make the game more like fan service, like with unlockables and trophies and all these
Hmm.
things. But
Yep.
what was the other
Yeah.
thing? Shenmue 3, obviously, but that seems to be running for the last like 10 years, but
Yeah.
maybe it'll be the year that they get the Yakuza team to do the next
Mm.
Shenmue game. Just use a Yakuza engine. Come on, guys. Like, just do it. Like,
Yep. We might see more of Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3 here at Sony.
yeah, it makes
Uh,
sense, but I don't know if they'll hold that off for their own press conference,
True,
which we'll
true.
be getting to in a little bit.
Well, maybe we'll see more Persona 5.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I know their press conference is an hour and a half, which I
Hmm.
actually haven't mentioned. I'm actually going to go see it in the theater. So it's going to be a unique experience for me watching it in a theater with a bunch of other people, like big PlayStation fans.
Hmm.
I was lucky enough that my city was one of the ones in their thing. I saw you tweeted at them and you were like, why no cities in Newfoundland or something like that.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, 3 cities in Canada. Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Go
yeah.
fuck yourself.
So so yeah, I'm interested to see like out of all of them, this is the one I'm most excited about.
Hmm.
Um,
Sony's they're riding high right now.
Yeah, I think they'll learn from their mistakes and try to keep the pacing going right. Because one thing the other console manufacturers had over them last year was the pacing. Like Nintendo just rocked it last year, and because it was just
Game,
pre-made.
game.
It was
Yeah.
it was pre-made. It was well shot. It was well made.
Hmm.
Microsoft did the same thing. It was just games, games, games. Sony had that lull when they started talking about powers.
Yeah.
Like, just don't do that again. Like, that's something you could show during the week, during their live streams and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, if they have something in the works, or just show sizzle reel real quick. Don't, and not nothing against the guy and the creator of Powers, which actually ended up being a good series.
Still haven't
But
seen it.
you should check it out. It's actually, especially now with all the comic
I
book stuff out there, definitely check it out.
I would, but it's not available here in
Oh, it's not
Canada
available
yet.
in Canada? Oh, that's some BS. But yeah, just don't do that again. I think they'll be better off this year, but I don't know what they're going to do to fill that time if they're not going to talk about Vita and PS3. Like, is it just going to be all PS4 and Project Morpheus and,
Hmm.
you know,
Oh,
it's
wait,
really
wait.
interesting, man.
I got another crazy prediction.
Which one?
The return of PlayStation Home now on
Oh,
PlayStation
no.
4.
PlayStation Home 2. My friend said that just messing around. He's like, yeah, PlayStation Home 2. I'm like, no, get out of there. Nobody asked for that.
um, so, yeah, there is quite a bit that Sony can pull out of their hat here,
Mhm.
especially because they don't have much coming this year, but, potentially 2016 could be a massive year for them if they
Yeah.
have the games coming. Ooh, I just thought of something else, too. Gorilla's RPG
Oh,
that has
yeah.
been in the works.
That's true. That's true.
It's supposed to have giant mechanical dinosaurs, apparently, and I want that game.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see if they'll show that this year if they're ready to show it off. But they've been working on it since they wrapped the last Killzone.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Alright, so I guess we can move on to the 16th, in which we have, starting off, Nintendo.
No, I can't get out that Mario that's on those Amiibo displays. He's like, hello, hello, are you there? Hello. Like, it's the most annoying thing ever. But I think this is going to be interesting. I want to see how they what they have, because they've said like Zelda's not going to be part of this, and NX isn't, and their mobile stuff, which is three things that everybody wants to know about.
Yeah.
So it's like three things automatically removed that people are really, really interested to hear about.
Yep.
So it pretty much in its place, what are they going to have? I know Star Fox is probably going to be their big holiday game.
Yep. Yarn Yoshi is probably going to be shown again.
Yeah. A new Pokemon.
Most likely, yeah. The new Fire Emblem, perhaps.
Yeah, Fire Emblem if. We'll see more of that.
Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, maybe.
I actually want to see more of that, because
we'll probably get a solid release date for Xenoblade Chronicles X for North America and Europe.
North America. We'll see more of what's that game? The Fatal Frame game that's coming to Wii U later in the year. I don't know. This is another one that I don't know. Nintendo's so strange.
They're good at keeping secrets too. So
yeah,
they could surprise and shock the hell out of all of us.
Yeah, they could go Metroid Prime 4. Boom! Everybody's head explodes.
Metroid Other M2.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. With Macho Man and Savage. Amiibo support. Amiibos.
I would buy the fuck out of a
Dude, I'd buy the
Amiibo.
Dude, that'd be awesome. That's an Amiibo I really want. But speaking of Amiibos, that's probably gonna be another big portion. There's probably gonna be a Star Fox line of Amiibos.
Here are another batch of toys you will not be able to get in stores. Scalpers, prepare.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot. I'm interested to see, because Nintendo's always, like, we give them a lot of crap, but when they do it right, they do it right. Like, and last year's was really well made, really well shot. Those robot chicken skits were hilarious.
They got me to buy a Wii U last year, so.
Yeah, the Wii U definitely has some games, and I'm interested to see, even if it's unfortunately such a small market now. I don't think even at 10 million yet units sold. That's really, really bad. I did also a video about this, and I was talking about how I would like to see like some sort of price drop, but I don't think Nintendo's going to do that, because Nintendo's pretty stubborn. I was actually pretty negative in that video, to be honest, because I was just... Nintendo's known to be stubborn, but they're changing their ways, and they had that report out today. I don't know if you saw that. Supposedly the NX is going to be Android-based.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if I buy that or not, but that'd be a pretty drastic change for Nintendo. But they aren't talking about that until probably next year. So without Zelda there, like, I don't know what's going to be their big titles, to be honest, because Mario Kart's already out. Smash is already out. They're not doing any Super Mario Galaxy HD Collection because they released 2 on the eShop, and from what I saw from their Japanese Direct, they're releasing the first one also on the eShop. Maybe not here in North America yet, but pretty soon. So maybe Super Mario Sunshine HD. I would like to see that personally. I know a lot of people hate that game. I thought it was super fun. I'd like to see that version of Mario as like Splatoon DLC. That'd be really awesome.
Mario comes in and is like, what the fuck? Why do I have to clean all this up?
Yeah, it'd be hilarious, but they have that engine like for the GameCube remakes, if I'm not mistaken, the GameCube/Wii remakes already built. So it would essentially take them, like, from what I read, it took them like Wind Waker like maybe 6 months to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they're not pumping these out. Like I don't. Last year was weird to me that they didn't announce Sunshine HD, and like they did Xenoblade, but it was a 3DS version. Like they didn't do Xenoblade HD, which would have made so much more sense on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm. We're probably
Um,
going to see more stuff for the actual new 3DS as well, like
mhm.
uh, exclusive games for it, like Xenoblade.
Sure, we'll see more on Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really that interested in it, to be honest. Like, I'd rather just play a Mario game that's already made, not a
Mm-hmm.
game that I have to make the Mario levels myself.
Oh, but you know people are going to make some really good levels.
They'll
That
make some
that
good
it's
stuff.
like the Little Big Planet
Yeah.
formula. It's like the levels that are there, they're good. Can you make any yourself? Fuck no. But the community has like insanely good support, and I can see that for Mario Maker.
I'm sure we'll see more Mario Kart DLC. I'm hoping to see that.
Yahoo!
Just more maps. Like I keep playing that game, so more stuff for
Put
Splatoon.
F-Zero into it.
Just go all out. Have like an F-Zero section and just do more F-Zero courses. Do some Diddy Kong racing courses. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we pretty much went through it.
Um,
I'm hoping we see Metroid, some sort of Metroid, whether
yeah.
it's 2D or 3D or whatever it may be.
I'd love to see a Super Metroid remake for the 3DS, really.
That'd be pretty awesome, actually. Some
Um,
HD version.
fuck, I had one in mind too. Since it was actually confirmed today for Europe and North America, we'll probably see some stuff on Bravely Second
Okay.
N chapter or N something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll probably see more of that. There was rumors, I think, going around of a possible Animal Crossing game
Yeah.
for the Wii U.
I was just going to mention that because basically they asked them about it and they were like kind of quiet.
Yeah, it's
So it
like,
was
yeah,
like,
we can't say anything about it right
so
now.
it kind of indirectly
Whoops.
confirmed it. So,
Just wait. They'll confirm that they bought Silent Hills and it's now coming exclusively to the Wii U.
they bought Konami. The next Metal Gear is a Wii U exclusive.
Oh my god.
It's a Silent Hill. That would be funny. Yeah, I think we pretty much went through all the Nintendo stuff that we think will be there.
Yeah. Oh, they'll probably announce the first winner of the Smash ballot to say what
Oh yeah,
character's
yeah.
coming.
And also the Nintendo World Championships or
Mm-hmm.
the finals are going to be there, so I'm sure that might not be part of their direct, but it'll be part of their promotional stuff during the week, I'm sure.
Yeah, throughout the Treehouse stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can move onwards to the 7th press conference, and that is another newcomer to this field, Square Enix. And you may say to yourself, well, Square Enix doesn't have much. Wrong! Uh, aside from Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, they also have Deus Ex, they have Just Cause 3, they have Tomb Raider. Don't think they have Batman anymore. They were part of that at one point, I think, for the first game.
I think didn't WB just, I guess they're out of the picture pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah, Square Enix has a lot that they can actually offer this year. Mostly on the Enix West side of stuff, but
Yeah.
still, they've got a lot here to cover for a press conference. And just the ones that I mentioned, I'm sure we're going to get a strong presence of Final Fantasy 15. Maybe the first trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, and we won't
Mhm.
see it for another 4 years. Uh, yeah, I'm optimistic, folks.
I think they're gonna re-release the HD collections that were on PS3 on PS4.
Yeah, I could see that. They did it with Final Fantasy, so yeah.
I think they'll re-release, but just do it all in one packaging instead of separate releases. Like it'll be,
It's Square Enix. It'll be separate.
yeah, who knows? But I'm sure. Like I actually held off playing on PS3. I have Kingdom Hearts, whatever it's called, Remix or
1.5 HD remix.
yeah, that I have it, but I kind of held off because I'm hoping for a PS4 re-release.
hmm Um, I'm going to safely assume we're going to get a strong presence of Deus Ex, the new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of Just Cause 3 stuff, because my god do I ever want that game. I have seen one trailer and I pre-ordered the fuck
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I need to go check that out.
You do, yes. Very much so.
Wait, aren't the same... Is it being done by a different studio? Wasn't Avalanche the studio that did Just Cause?
Yep.
Aren't they doing the Mad Max game? They're doing both?
They're doing both.
What's the Mad Max game under? Which company? Is that Square Enix? Let me look that up real quick. Or is it WB?
It might be WB. Yeah.
And a WB. The frog comes back. Exclusive here for the... Yeah, it is Warner Brothers Interactive. Okay. For the Glitched Out podcast, E3, the WB frog makes a return.
Playable in the Mad Max game. Yeah, what else for Square Enix? Maybe
more remakes, more HD collections and remakes.
They'll probably talk about Final Fantasy VII coming to the PlayStation 4 again.
I wish they would just outright remake it. Like,
they're too big.
Come on, just do it already. Like, you don't even have to use like a Final Fantasy. What the hell am I saying? Final Fantasy like 15 engine. Just use a 13 engine and remake it. Like, people will still be happy. Like,
fuck it, just pretty up the graphics a little bit and they'll be fine with it. It's only been announced for Japan yet, but I hope we see something on Star Ocean 5 or Star Ocean 4. No, 5. Yeah, 5, because 4 was on PS3. Yep, 5.
5 time. Booker T shows up. I'm here to announce Star Ocean 5 time. He does a spinneroonie on stage. Sucker! Oh my god. Man. They announced Final Fantasy VII HD. He's like, tell me I did not just hear that.
I'm trying to think of some of their other properties. They have a whole bunch of like PS2 era JRPGs they could possibly bring out here. Yeah, they might, I hope, announce Dragon Quest 8, which is coming out for the 3DS in Japan. That'll come out over
the remake, right?
Yeah. Fuck, I would love to play through that game again.
They got surprisingly a lot of stuff.
They do.
And they could pull out like old stuff, like maybe another Chrono Trigger, like as a surprise or something. Or let's see, I'm looking through their list of franchises. I think we pretty much hit them all.
New Final Fantasy Tactics would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for the Square Enix one.
I'm interested to see too, especially after playing episode Duske. I'm interested to see more on 15, Final Fantasy 15, especially since it's action RPG. It isn't turn-based, so it has my interest.
Mm-hmm. I wish it was turn-based, though. I really do. I want my old school Final Fantasy, goddammit.
Play that. It was real to me, damn it. Yeah, I think we went through that one pretty well.
Yep. Yeah, so please be excited for the Square Enix one. I had to get that in there somewhere.
You had to throw it in there.
Alright, so the final press conference, but not to be outdone because apparently it's going to be 3 hours long, is the PC Gamer Showcase, in which developers from...
Pretty much everything is going to be shown in this one.
Yeah. I know Blizzard's going to be there. I think Valve is going to be there. Not sure who else. There was a thing online for it a while ago. Who's going to be there? But yeah, what do you think we're going to see at the PC Gamer press conference?
I don't know, because we've spoken about like other things earlier, the franchises that are known like PC, like Elder Scrolls, and Fallout, and things like that. Doom. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of crossover with the press conferences that we've already spoken about. Maybe there's going to be a big presence for the Oculus. I don't know if they're going to be involved, but I know that it's coming out sometime soon. I know they said you need like a $1,500 computer to be able to run it. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see.
I'm loading up a website here now. Yeah, it's brought to you by AMD, Tuesday, June 16th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Why? Participants, AMD, Ardenat, Blizzard Entertainment, Bohemia Interactive, CCP Games, Cliff Blazinski, Cloud Imperium Games, Creative Assembly, Dean Hall, Devolver, Fractional Games, Fulbright, Heart Machine, Nexion, Paradox Interactive, Pixel Titans, SCS Software, Splash Damage, Square Enix is going to be there. That's interesting. And Tripwire Interactive, the people who bring you Killing Floor 2 and Killing Floor 1.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. I'm actually excited for that one because Blizzard's going to be there and they have the potential to show off some awesome shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. I think that one's pretty much just open for anybody, to be honest.
Yeah. We'll probably see more of the XCOM game that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Since it's PC only.
It'll be interesting. But, yeah, I think that wraps it up pretty well because there could be endless possibilities for PC gamers, so.
Yeah, true enough. All right, so that brings us to our questions and comments section. We have no questions and comments other than the ones Izzy posted himself.
Damn it. Damn it. We will one day.
One day.
Baby Patico will return.
Yeah, so as far as questions and comments go, guys, since this is the big E3 show, or E3 predictions show, please let us know down below what you're looking forward to at E3, which press conference you're interested in, what do you think is going to be shown, what's your crazy-ass prediction of what may or may not happen.
Shenmue 3. Project Morpheus. I crap my pants.
Project Morpheus, proud to present the exclusive Half-Life 3.
Oh, man.
Even though Valve has their own VR thing, so.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, I guess without further ado, of course, you can find me on this channel. I'm not hard to find. Izzy, you can find at youtube.com/IsraelPacheco89. And as per usual, and this week, since it appears like everything has been working, I will now, or God damn it, I can't even talk right now. I'm just
rude to me, damn it.
You will hear me ask Izzy to lead us out.
So yeah, thanks for checking out the show. Let us know, as Lord X said, in the comment section down below, what are your E3 predictions? What are you hoping to see? Yeah, which conference you're most excited about? For Lord X, I am Izzy, aka Israel Pacheco 89, and we're glitching out.
Ba-da-da-dun-dun-dun.
Boom.